Even sure what the hook for this story should be, but just trust me. Stick around. You'll at least be wildly entertained, and I'll try to keep it to under 2 minutes. So the channels have built up to 22,000 subscribers on here. There's another 4,000 on YouTube. I have a lot more long form content over there. And I inevitably get a lot of comments from people, and I engage kindly in the comments, and I always invite them into a talk. And this comment was on a particular video on humbling yourself to the Lord and like fully surrendering. So I get on with this guy, and I'm not going to name his name, and I'll be private. I never do that to anybody, but like you do need to hear the story. He's like, I basically think your whole idea of humbling yourself to the Lord, surrendering and doing it God's way is complete bullshit. And, I already know I'm kind of like talking to someone who's been, wounded by, someone who is representing themselves as a Christian, and, we're all faulty. And, I have this series of questions I ask people that keeps the walls down, doesn't get anybody on the defensive. And by the way, this had a very beautiful, happy ending. So, anyways, come to find out about this person. Their fiance had dumped him because she wanted to know God, and he thought it was phooey and thought it was a better usage of time to smoke marijuana and play video games. And then she dumped him, rightfully so. And then this guy's life had devolved into a job they hate, playing with themselves, looking at pornography, drinking a lot of alcohol, being around codependent people. And I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And then this person engaged in all these activities. They were 100% convinced that their life was already over and the best was behind them, and that they hadn't hit all of these imaginary timelines that, these 20-somethings think that they need to have hit by this stage. And anyways, I agreed to meet with this guy on a regular basis. But, I said, you don't see the value in humbling yourself to the Lord, and look at those results you've got right now. But he had never seen it drawn out in a succinct way like I had drawn it out. And he didn't even see it till I saw it. And then he's like, well, I see all your videos, tell me about you. And I said, I'm married to a beautiful wife, Jennifer. We have no codependency in our relationship. We have a beautiful dog. We live at the beach. I love the Lord. I spend 3 to 4 hours with the Lord every single solitary morning, 7 days a week, sometimes another group of that, and it's the best time of my life. And I said, that's the one who loves you unconditionally. That's the one who will give you the best advice. That's the person who's always there for you. And if you had someone in your life that fit that description, blank and blank, how much time would you want to spend with them? And he said, as much time as possible. And I said, bingo. Are you ready to humble yourself before the Lord? People, we have multiple generations right now that are operating the same way as this person, and it's really, really sad. I came off the call going, what the F are they teaching people in high school? This guy went to college too, played athletics, everything, and I'm just sitting there in shock, like, what are parents teaching their kids? Like, what are their friends teaching them? What are schools teaching them? And the point of all this is, carry yourself in a freaking way that says, I am a close personal friend of Jesus. And carry yourself in such a reverent, graceful way that you're really acting like you are created in God's image. It is like more important than ever that you realize that. Have a great God day and give this channel